All right, guys. Well, we're here at Hope's Bridge, and I'm here with Austin Coates, who is the CEO and director. He's going to give us a little bit of a tour, kind of learn a little bit about what the house does and just the impact that it makes on those that are going through recovery from addiction. So we're going to start back out front and kind of make our way in. What really struck me the most when we were pulling up is that it's an actual house.
Right.
It's not a facility. It's not a
Yeah.
building.
Right.
It's an actual
Yeah.
home.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what's the benefit of it having
So there
being
is
a
a
home?
benefit. There is a great benefit. So the idea is, and you'll see when we go in. I wanted to create a space that I would personally live in because it's very important in recovery to be able to have a home that you come home to that you're proud about and a safe, clean environment. Because when you feel good, it helps your recovery. And so the benefit of having a home is, these guys. I tell every single one of them like, this is your home. And so to that extent, I give them a certain degree of say in how it's operated and decisions that I make. I weigh what they want when there's a decision that needs to be made. I weigh it very heavily when I make my decision. And so this is their house, and so I want them to feel like that. And it just creates a safe place to come home from work and to feel proud to live in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then when did you say the house first got started up?
So we closed on the house in May of last year. We spent a couple of months remodeling the interior of it and did a couple things to the outside, and then we opened up. Our first residents moved in August 1st of last year is when we opened the doors.
Wow. And then kind of, I mean, it's a real house. There's a whole there's
Yeah.
a whole backyard. It feels very homey. Like you would never know that it's anything other than
Right.
a family that lives here, which it sounds like that's kind of the
Yeah.
environment that you've built up over time.
Yeah, it is, and it's important, and they love it, because a lot of these guys, they've never been able to live in a house like this before,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're grateful for it, they appreciate it, and so therefore they take care of it and they treat it like their own home. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people that were telling me when I was spending so much money on the inside and the nice things that I bought to decorate it and the furniture and everything, oh, they're just going to tear it up. They're not going to take care of it. And that's not the case. I knew that wasn't the case because I've walked in their shoes before, and I know that they're going to be proud of it and they're going to take care of it. And they've done a very good job at that.
Yeah. And how many guys are living in the house right now?
Right now we have 10 guys. We have 12 beds total. There's a couple beds open, but they're both have been committed to somebody, and so we normally stay full all the time. There's normally a wait list for people to get in here, and so we just recently had a couple guys leave, and so there's a couple guys from the wait list that are about to move in.
Nice.
So it stays pretty full.
Gotcha. And overall, with Hope's Bridge, what would you say is the mission of the house?
So the mission of the house is to provide a safe place that empowers individuals in recovery from substance abuse to be excited to live a sober and successful life and reintegrate into the community.
And when you say recovery and, reintegrate, what does that mean exactly? How would you know that someone is recovered or reintegrated?
Yeah, so to be in recovery, essentially in the regards to our house, is being free from drugs and alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
They must remain substance free, and we test them regularly. And so, to be in recovery is there's a lot to being in recovery. There's the aspect of clearing up the wreckage of your past, of working on things inside yourself, working through things that may have happened in your addiction, working through things that happened to you, and being able to move past them. And so the term being in recovery is kind of all encompassing. I think to sum it up, it would be free from drugs and alcohol, loving yourself, and doing the next right thing.
And what really struck me the most being in this house was how clean it was, how homey it felt. Like, again, they really are cultivating a great environment here. Perfect. So yeah, this is one of the rooms that you have set up, and it looks like it's a nice little, I don't know, fraternity setup almost, like
No, it is.
the three beds
Yeah,
and
yeah, and the guys like it. There's a very tight knit community feeling and brotherhood here with the guys.
And I know that you mentioned that there's other programs that you guys kind of help out with when you're working with folks and
Mhm.
you're doing, you're going through the recovery process. It's, a lot of community building, a lot of meetings that you guys have.
Sure.
But what other services do you kind of provide for them in that regard?
Yeah, so we do case management. We'll work with them one-on-one once a week, and any kind of tangible things that they need to get done as far as health insurance, getting signed up for different resources in the community that
Mm-hmm.
they may need. We'll help them with that, and we plug them in. We're very fortunate to work with some great mental health providers in town. And so we plug them in to counselors and therapists where they can get started. Working through the guys that want to can go to therapy, and then we'll be able to provide those services in house pretty soon. But right now we refer them out. So this bedroom has 4 beds in it. The back two have 3 beds in it, and then this one right here has 2 beds.
Okay, gotcha.
And so this is the largest one,
The big bunk room.
the big bunk room. Yeah.
They're nice. You really did. You mentioned earlier about getting good furniture, and it looks nice.
It does. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
I spent a great amount of detail picking out. Well, my girlfriend and she helped me a lot picking out every piece of furniture in this house, and I did all the work to remodel it myself, with the exception of the flooring and the granite countertops. I did all the work in here myself to get it looking like it is, and my girlfriend also.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so there's this one is there's always hope. That's Banksy's one of Banksy's paintings that the title of it. Well, it's actually the girl with the bloom, but a lot of people call it "There's Always Hope." And I actually have um, "There's Always Hope" tattooed on the back of my arm,
Mm.
and the reason being is I named this organization after a very very dear friend of mine that died of a fentanyl overdose. Her name was Hope Wright, and so I founded this organization in her name, Hope's Bridge, and it's been very meaningful for me. It's more than just what I'm doing here. There's a bigger meaning, and I know that I've been in contact with Hope's family since then, still to this day, and being able to carry her name and her legacy on has just been so wonderful for them, and it's I'm so happy to be able to do that.
So then, with these like house guidelines and rights and responsibilities, how did
Yeah.
you come up with all of these? Is it based off of what
So
other people have kind of used,
so
or?
I wrote I wrote all of them, but they're based off of a lot of them are based off the accreditation that I was speaking to earlier, the National Alliance of Recovery Residences. They want to see you operate in a specific um, manner with high standards, and so a lot of that is structured around their standards, and so that's what I went off of when I wrote them.
So I mean, we're pretty solid on where we're at currently, and it sounds like just in what, a year or two, you've been able to already open up the house, fill it up, help out a
Right.
bunch of folks. And what's like the next step for you guys here?
Yeah. So the next step is to expand our services, purchase more properties, and buy couple more homes. We're hoping to open another men's house by the end of this year. In addition to that, 2 women's houses, and one of those houses being women and women and children. And so by the end of the year, our goal is to have 2 men's houses and 2 women's houses. And so that's the immediate goal looking forward this year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you showing us around for a little bit and talking a little bit about what Hopes Bridge is, what the impact you guys are making, and I don't know, just the amazing work that you guys are doing. I really
Yeah.
think that the future plans you guys have of expanding it out to, help more folks, is not just for men,
Sure.
it's for, I guess, everybody that would need it,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
But if people wanted to follow along on your journey and
Yeah.
want to donate or help out any way they can, what would you say is the best way to get in contact
Sure.
with you
Yeah, the
guys?
best way, you can visit our website. It's hopesbridge.org. We also have a Facebook, Hopes Bridge. You can just Google Hopes Bridge of Fort Smith is what it's under on Facebook. But if you go on our website, hopesbridge.org, you can donate there. You can find contact information, links to social media, and pretty much everything you need. And you can reach out directly to me, Austin at hopesbridge.org also.
Perfect. Austin, I appreciate it, sir. Well,
Yeah,
we'll get
thank
scooting
you.
right now and head on out. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.